The reason I chose to start the Erin Kennedy Project in the District of Columbia was mainly because my family was there. The Erin Kennedy Project started on Tuesday, February the 16th, 2010. I remember it like yesterday. No, my father is from America. His latest wife and my youngest sister, United McCoy, are from the District of Columbia. Yes, it's true. During the publishing of the book, myself and United always knew we were sisters. A lot of people do not know this, but the EKP was actually United idea. I wouldn't say I was escaping America. I was joining forces with our family on my father's side, and they just happened to be in Colombia. Again, United McCoy is from Colombia, not born and raised there. Her mother moved to America, and that's where she met my father, our father, I shall say. Actually, it wasn't that difficult to keep our identities from our Colombian family because we were not born there and we was not raised with them. The overall goal of the EKP was for our father's legacy and to clear his name. Unfortunately, my father never embezzled money from Colombia to America. He was inserted into an organization that had joint forces with other organizations that were using his name, his title, but they were not doing business on the upscale. Yes, that's how the EKP was born. No, my sister and I didn't wake up one morning and decide on our Columbia family being the it girls for the Erin Kennedy Project. A great amount of wealth was taken, and another half was compromised. I wouldn't say we had revenge towards anyone in particular, but speaking of the EKP, justifying our father's wealth was revenge. Keep quiet about who we were to the girls, our family. Oh, it was a challenge in itself. Yeah, because here you have two sisters seeking justice, building businesses, and keeping secrets from people that they love. You don't keep it all together. Some days are better than others. Quitting was never an option. Not one morning did I wake up and decide I was going to quit working on the EKP. Because, for one, the families kept growing closer and closer to justice. I had to ask myself, okay, all the time, who in their right mind would be okay with a generation enjoying their wealth that they're not a part of? I believe if my father's signature was falsely endorsed to take hinges, where are the gates? Not deceitful, meaningful. Those men were genuinely in love with my relatives. My sister and I, up to this day, were the only two who knew the pure motives behind starting the EKP. Now, what happened outside of that? It just happened. You're speaking about a new generation prospering off stolen wealth, and you're okay asking me questions like, should I feel deceptive about the EKP? Absolutely not. It was the only way for me to be ruthless with respect. Here you have children with silver spoon in their mouth already enjoying my father's wealth, and you have another set of children who are suffering in poverty. Now, mind you, I did not want to take the silver spoons away, or shall I say, try to take the silver spoons away with a long outdrawn court case, another one. But I wasn't going to stand by and allow my family to continue in their sufferings either. The Erin Kennedy project didn't get out of control. The welfare of wealth did. No regrets. If I launch you into success and you have no way of sustaining it, it was never yours to keep. My dignity holds value, and without mistakes, you gain the wisdom. I wouldn't change a thing. Allow me to refrain. The only thing I would change, and I speak to my sister about this all the time, I wish she would have came up with the EKP a lot sooner. In the beginning, the money was semi-balanced, but not enough to stay in America. And it seemed to be an issue for me to do long distance business. I say, I know it can be done. I work with people who are doing it, but that just wasn't the way I wanted to approach the EKP. Being as though the way we were going about it, I had to be up close, personal, and hands-on at all times to protect my sister. All of my relatives were properly trained, stamped with approval, certified, and they are currently working full throttle in their passions before meeting their successful husbands. Yes, the men are white-collared, some very elite, sophisticated seniors. Note, the prosperity originated from my father's vessel. Yes, it's very encouraging to say, I hold the flag, pawns, and the royal heart of my father's legacy. And I'm honorable to say that. I had memorable moments and enough knowledge to understand my father's struggle with family, business, and success. Now that I am a businesswoman, I understand the sacrifices that comes along with being a great entrepreneur. The statements in the court reports were all false allegations. This was another reason the judge ruled in our favor, which she only privileged me to control 45% of my father's company. That's not including his companies. See, this is where people got it confused. 45% of a company is a grand difference from 45% per company needs. Why would I have Marky T ran down? That young man is a part of my family. Alexandra business complications had nothing to do with Marky T. In fact, he was being used as another resource to sabotage his mother's affairs and complicate her business. This was something that's also was addressed during the final court trial. During the first few years, the trial belonged to the local courts only. The Supreme Justice became involved 5 years later or more. None of the business connected to the Erin Kennedy project were compromised during or after the trial. We are still current and active today. Yes, all the EKP girls were married to men who worked with my father. When my sister United McCoy founded the EKP, RT and I were already celebrating 5 years of marriage. Yes, I was aware of my husband's low sperm count. What wife wouldn't be knowledgeable of what's going on personally with her husband? Yes, which made it difficult for us to accept Madison's daughter Holly without taking proper procedures. Madison knew I wasn't going to leave my husband, and RT made it clear to her he wasn't going to leave me either. This is the very reason Madison decided to run off pregnant and return 10 years later with a baby. Throughout the years, Madison and I became cordial until I discovered her affair with RT had continued after the baby was born. What happened next? I became jealous, depressed, confused, you name it, all the above and more. Here I am, married and openly sharing my husband. Give me a moment. Well, during this time, Madison was up for a promotion, but she needed more training. The trainers were away on other business assignments, so I only had one minor trainer available. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to terminate her because she would not stop seeing RT. And during this time, RT and her was in a custody battle for Holly. However, RT did win. Holly moved in with us. Okay, so there you have it. They're going to a brief break. I just want to bring some closing to the application of what you just heard. During the interview, Erin Kennedy seems to be exhausted by a few of the interview questions, but she did remain conservative in answering all the questions asked. Stay tuned. Until next time, you are watching the Erin Kennedy Project live, up close and personal, with all of the girls, one by one.